big controversy on RX Muscle. So stop fucking around and tune in right now.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Welcome back to another exciting episode of After Hours. We are live. I'm Dave Palumbo here with a partial whack pack because John's on vacation in Portugal, but we got Greg here. We have Larry and Amin. I almost forgot your name for a second. And we're going to be talking about some controversial topics here in the sport. I actually hear a rumor that Jimmy the Bull has a lot of stories to tell, and he's pissed off, and he's going to be stopping by also later. So, and I wanted to just let everyone know, in case you guys were not aware, I don't know if you know this, Amin and Larry, but Greg had his gallbladder removed. I don't know if you
Oh, Jesus Christ. And the controversy is not this 1970s shirt. What is the controversy?
Dude, I was going to say that. I was going to say that you pulled out another one. You pulled out another showstopper shirt.
I think if Greg pulled his old wardrobe out from the 70s that I know he still has, he probably could sell those shirts for a lot of money, I bet, you know?
Dude, I stole this from Greg Brady, but
What, you still have that Yankee shirt you used to wear all the time? You know, with the 3/4 sleeves. I like that shirt.
Yeah, I do. I have all that stuff. I
think people would buy that shirt.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I can't wear it anymore because it was like triple extra large, and now I'm Pee Wee Herman. You know what I mean? I'm Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, I'm not.
Wearing the shirts he wore in high school because the other ones don't fit him.
It's true. The Greg Brady shirt, baby.
You were bigger in high school than you are now, huh?
I was probably around the same size.
But he was natural, though. Oh, yeah, look who it is. Does not disappoint me. Jimmy the effing Bull.
Look at my boy, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
I got it.
What's up?
We didn't get on the air yet, right?
Yeah, we're on.
No, we're on. We're live.
As you like to say. Because usually that's what you do to me. You say get on there now. I mean, like I heard that.
Well, because I know you have a lot of stories to tell. I don't want to have to cut you short. I know John's not on the show.
Who?
John's not on the show today, so you have much. We can give you a lot more time to talk today. You're like my father.
So we're not going to hear. Wait a minute.
Jimmy's like my father. If you don't give him time to talk, he gets upset. So I don't like to cut you off. So I want to give you plenty of time for that.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I got in the car here and I see the text and it says join now. Like I saw it in the text, like the aggression in your command now. Like I was like, what the hell is wrong with him now?
Like, he needs you to carry the show. That's why.
I wasn't going to come on, but when you said now, I was like, you know what? Now I'm going to come on now.
That's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Because of your tone of voice, man. That's why.
I wanted to know you're loved and that you're needed today. Because when you feel needed, you tend to like show up more, you know?
Yeah, that's true. You're very right. You know me very well, Dave. Yeah,
yes, I do.
When I feel alienated and, pushed to the side, I tend to just disappear in the woods.
Right.
That's just the way I am.
Into the ether of the universe, as they say.
Yeah, I'm like, that's it. I'm out. I'm gone. I don't care. Who cares? I don't care. So I came home the other day, right? And I never used my fax machine. Never. The only time I use the fax machine copy is when I gotta download a shipping list, right? One of those, what do they call them? The shipping labels.
Yeah.
when I'm mailing out a strap or a shirt or whatever. And I come home and there's a freaking piece of paper hanging out, 2 pieces of paper hanging out of my fax machine, right? And I'm like, what the hell is it? Who the hell's faxing me? Nobody's faxes me. So I take the paper out, I turn it upside down, and there it is, the flat earth, right? The whole thing. I don't have it on me, but and then it says eyes wide shut, .com, whatever.
Yeah.
You ever hear of them?
No. I can look it up.
Neither.
Heard of that? Eyes Wide Shut. I have.
You heard of that, Greg?
Yeah, I've heard of Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, it's like a yeah. What's that?
The movie with Tom Cruise.
No, I think that there's a website that like they expose different things like that right under your nose and you don't understand something like that.
So and then it spitted Lee's name out right after that. Right? I'm not kidding, man. So I'm like, wait a minute. I said the flat
Hold
earth.
on, where did this paper come from?
I don't know. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Nobody to your house?
Huh?
Someone actually put it on your door of your house?
No.
It came out of my I came home.
Fax machine.
It was sticking out of my. Yeah, I never used the fax. Nobody even knows how to use it. I never.
How did they get Jimmy's fax numbers? What the question is? How did they get Jimmy's fax numbers?
And how come Lee? And then Lee's name came out on the next sheet. Lee with his address. Right?
Are you serious?
They are.
I think Lee's probably is the one probably doing it to you.
No, because I called Lee and I showed him the video. I turned the paper upside, let him see it. I said, Lee, look at this shit. I said, because I send Lee stuff sometimes, and he sends stuff back to me, like me and you do, Dave. We pass information, whatever. So,
yeah.
So I told my brother about it. He was like, "Yo, brother, they're after you." He says they're after you. He said, remember a while ago, the Illuminati was getting in touch with me. They were emailing me, the Illuminati, and they would get me on private message on Instagram.
What?
Yes. And I thought
what did they message you?
I thought it was BS. Huh?
What were the messages?
What did they want you for?
So they wanted me to join. They said I meet the criteria, and very few people do, and they want and there was a number on there.
What's
so
the criteria? You hate everyone?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Right. You want to burn and pillage and chaos.
Hold on. I got to stop you. Weren't you on the initiation list for the Freemasons a few years back?
No, I actually became a Freemason. I went
He is a Freemason.
I went through
the Freemasons are supposed to be the religious group. The Illuminati is supposed to be the devil worshippers. So now the devil wants you?
No, the Freemasons they're not religious, bro. They're not religious. That's why
I heard that the Freemasons are more religion based and the Illuminati are more of the devil worshippers.
When listen, the reason why I joined the Freemasons, I was interested in the Freemasons to begin with, is because they're very historical.
Right.
The French
and Franklin War. Yeah.
Right, Ben Frank, right? You know the whole story. All the way back to Aristotle, and even before that time, the Freemasons have been around. And the grand architect there, what's his name? King David's father. And it goes way back. So I like the history. And then really what got me really interested is one time I was upstate with my ex-girlfriend. No, we were in South Carolina, and we were at a diner, and my girlfriend looked at this pamphlet. I think I told you the story before. And it was, all these different plantations in South Carolina. So my girlfriend says, Jimmy, look at this one. This is a plantation on the Santee. I says, wow, look at that. It was open for a tour. So we went there, and we toured the place. And they shipped bricks from England to build this place. It was a cool place. It was the whole thing. They had the
what was it called?
Slaves. It was some sort of a plantation on the Santee. I guess that's the river or something in South Carolina, right? So anyway, it happened to be Thomas Lynch's house. He was one of the Southern signers on the Declaration of Independence, right? And outside on the front lawn, was this staircase of bricks which they shipped them from England. And this is where the stagecoach used to pull up, and people would just get out and walk on that little staircase in the middle of the grass. You know what I mean? It looked retarded. And when I asked the guy, I said, how come there's a staircase in the middle of the grass? He says, That's where the stagecoach used to pull up and the people used to get out. I says, oh, okay. And this is called the King George's Highway right over here. So holy shit.
Is that it? Is that it right there?
Yeah, that looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So then I'm wandering around the property, and the guy said that Thomas Lynch lived there. And he said, matter of fact, his son was the guy who led the militia through the swamp and shit. I said, really? He says, yeah, Mel Gibson made the movie The Patriot about Lynch's son. He was a recluse. What do they call it? A recluse? He used to go in the woods by himself, and who knows what the hell he did. But that was The Patriot was, it was based on that guy leading the militia through the swamp, right? So I was like, holy shit, this is really interesting. I just stumbled across this, right? Then he took me out on the grass and he showed me this concrete symbol with a Freemason sign stamped in it, right? I said, what the hell's this? He says, oh, that's back then there was a lot of Freemasons in this area. And when the English came over here, they were burning down barns and houses and everything, right? But if you had a Freemason symbol on your lawn, they'd walk right by your barn. They wouldn't burn your barn down. I says, really? So I went inside. They had the Declaration of Independence on the wall with Thomas Lynch's. He was there's the North and the South. Everybody had to sign it. So I found it very interesting. So what happened was, what's up, Jimbo? See you later, brother. I'm on the phone with a couple of friends. Yeah. I'm going to war. Yeah, it's coming. Don't worry about it. I know. I know. My shit is up in the air. My hair standing up on my arm, even though I shake my arm. I know it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. I'm gonna bring. Don't worry. The war's coming, brother. Yeah. That's it. That's all I need. I'll be coming out of the truck with blazing flames and shells. And I know. Anyway, I gotta finish my conversation. I know. Yeah, that's me. You see me all day long.
You are doing a TV. You're doing a live TV show, right?
Oh, I'm doing live TV, Jim. I'll talk to you later.
I don't want to interrupt you or anything like that, but you are doing a live TV show.
I'm sorry. I'm live over here. That's what I'm doing.
Wait, I thought nobody watched
TV. Priest is calling him probably, and so now we lost him totally.
I thought nobody watches TV. This is TV?
This is TV now for the
nobody watches TV.
They don't watch conventional TV. They watch internet TV.
This is TV for transvestite.
Hey, Dave, let's clear something up. Armon's alive. Armon's alive.
Armon. I spoke to him this morning. I don't know if he's coming on or not. I'm trying to get him on the show so we can talk about his topic. But I got to if I don't let Jimmy finish this story, he's going to have a nervous breakdown. So let me get him back in.
There he is.
Hold on.
What are you doing over there?
I've been on fire all day, man. I started my testosterone therapy, and all hell broke loose. So I've been a little out of my mind lately. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I'm fighting with everybody, yelling out at it. Anyway, so make a long story short, when I saw the symbol in the grass there, I was like, I got interested. And then I had a friend of mine who was in the Masons, and I was asking the questions. She says, why don't you come down to the lodge? I'll introduce you to the guys. So I went down to the lodge. They had a big bar there. We're all drinking and bullshit, Next thing you know, I'm signing up and I started going for the degrees. I went to the first, the second, and third. It was kind of weird. It was a little strange, I'll be honest with you. You're in a dark room with all these men, and and everybody got the aprons on and they got the lights down, and there was like an altar, and I'm like, when I was actually doing the last degree, I was like, am I doing the right thing over here? I said, this is, I feel a little weird.
They didn't you didn't get any anal sex, did you?
No, not yet. So I get into that. So anyway, I'm saying to myself, maybe I'm doing it.
Greg wants to join now, John.
He does. I can get him in because I'm amazed. I can bring him in now. So anyway, I'm saying to myself, maybe this is against God. I said, I love God. I love Jesus. I'm not a, I said, this is kind of strange. It was very weird, the whole ceremony thing. I had to get hit in the head. I had to die. And then they had to raise me up again. Yeah, it was a whole thing, man. It was no joke. And these guys were all like, lawyers, doctors, and
Aren't they all wearing something too? They're wearing gloves.
These are like these guys. These are like So and the lodge I got raised in was what's his name there? The Roosevelt. He was raised in that lodge too. So that got me more interested in the beginning because they had his name in the book still. You know that Teddy Roosevelt was raised in that lodge,
Right.
and his landscaper got him involved. That's how he got into the Freemasons, right?
Okay.
It's crazy. Anyway, so make a long story short, that's how I got involved in it. But then as it was going on, and I started researching it like an idiot, I should have researched it before I actually joined. You know, but of course I research it because I do everything backwards. That's what I do. You know, I get involved in shit, then I research it, and I find out I shouldn't get involved. You know what I mean? That's what I did. So I'm saying, wait a minute, this looks a little satanic. You know, they're involved in everything. Then I found out about they hung some guy in a bridge in Italy, and all this shit was going on with the Freemasons. You know, and getting rid of people. They're involved in everything. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I want to be involved in. They even took me to the city. And they own this gigantic, I don't know, 60-story building. I forget what street it was on. And it was a Freemason. So I went in there. The guy lets me in. I show him my ID card. And he says, come on, I'll take you on a tour. And I went on. It's a two-sided building on two sides of each street. The one street and the other side of the other street. So I go up the building. And he's taking me on the Freemason side. And every lodge was like different lodges from around the world. You know, like the Puerto Rico lodge, the Canada lodge, you know, and each one was different in decor and stuff, and you know, London, and like they had everything in there, all the nations in there. You know, I was going up all the floors, showing me the woodwork was something you never seen anything like in your life, right? I said, what's on the other side? He says, we rent out to offices. So he took me across the hall. And then it was just like office buildings all on the other side. They rent out the whole entire building, right? So, you know, listen, they've been around a long time. They tie into a lot of shit. And that's why I got involved because, you know, so when I come home one day, I went on my email and I seen Illuminati. I said, what the hell is this? I open it up. James Pelletier, this is the Illuminati. Your criteria. No, no kidding. Your criteria fits our degree. Please join us. Here's a phone number. Call the Grand Master in London. I'm like, what is it? Is this for serious shit here? You know what I mean? We offer you $500,000 in your bank account. Please join us. I said, $500,000?
Can I?
They heard you left the fucking Illuminati. I mean, you left the Freemasons. They figured they were going to pick up, get some information on them.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I talk about flat Earth a lot on my Instagram. I do, you know, once in a while I blur, not as much as I used to, but I used to blurt out some information about the flat Earth and how it's not round and, you know, space is bullshit and, you know, anyway.
So is that what the Illuminati believe?
I don't know, but they know a lot. They know a lot of shit, but you don't know. They know about the ice wall. They tied it to everything Illuminati, right? So anyway, I called up the girl. You know, the girl answered. I called the phone number. I said, hello, hi, this is James Pelletier. Hi, Mr. Pelletier. I said, how are you? Yeah. She says, this is Terry. I'm an associate of the Illuminati. I says, hey, how you doing? I says, is everything okay? Right?
Yeah, to me. Yeah.
She says, I says, is everything okay? She says, yeah. I said, well, you people are reaching out to me. You're telling me you want to give me $500,000. I mean, is this a joke or what? She goes, no, we're very serious. Yeah, if you join, you're going to put $500,000 in your account. She said, there's no murder, there's no burning, there's no torture. She goes, we don't kill babies. She goes, all the stories you hear are not true. I says, I kill babies. I said, listen, I says, this sounds a little crazy, a little too deep for me. She says, no, I want you to call the Grand Master in London. I said, in London? You want me to call the Grand Master in London? She says, yes, he'll tell you all about it. And if you're interested, you could join, and I said, I could join over the phone. She says, absolutely. You could just give us some information, and you'll join. She said, well, why you $500,000? I said, you're going to wire me $500,000? I said, what do I have to do for $500,000? She says, you just got to submit to us and join, and yeah. And I said, submit. I said, that doesn't sound like a friendly type of invitation. I got to submit. What do I got to do? Get on my hands and knees? She said, no, it's nothing like that. I said, I heard
you
about
must be so bored if you're calling these phone numbers. That's all I know.
Can I just say something? When Jimmy does a woman's voice, it kind of turns me on. I kind of like when he does the woman, when he always
that's
does.
She answered the phone, Greg. She was like, hi, James. How are you? I said, how you doing? I said, wow.
Oh, I like that. Keep going.
Nice. I mean, how bad could it be? $500,000 Illuminati. I said, you know, she says, well, you know, so anyway, she gies me the number to England, London. I got to call this guy over there, the Grand Master.
You actually called him?
Well, I wanted to see how far they were going to actually go with this. You know what I mean? So, if they drop $500,000 in my bank account, I'll pull it out. I'll disappear. Anyway, so make a long story short, I said, let me call. So I called the number in England. It was like this long ass phone
He's
number.
so gullible. He's unbelievably
Yeah,
gullible.
so,
Yeah.
bro, they reached out to me like out of 6-7 times to join.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, and I wasn't giving them any money.
What's the catch?
That's what I asked her. I said, "What's the catch here?" She said, "There's no catch." She said, "You just have to, join our fraternity, and you'll get I said, "I'll get $500,000 just for." She says, "Yes." I said, "What do I got to do? I got to give up my soul, right? That's what I got to do. That's what you really want to tell me, right?" She goes, "No, nothing. You don't have to give up your soul."
Yeah.
She said, "There's no baby sacrifices and blood sacrifices like you hear about in rituals." I said, "I don't know. I hear a lot of shit." She said, "No." She says, "Just call the Grandmaster in England." I said, "Call the Grand." I said, "Okay, I'll call the Grandmaster in England." So I hung up. I called the phone number to England, and it rang. And it was, I don't know the guy's name. This is Master so-and-so, Grandmaster. Leave your number and your name, and I'll get back to you. Right? So I hung up.
In the other room, right next to the woman. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know. So I left. I said, "Hey, this is James Palencia. You guys are offering me $500,000. I'm just calling up to inquire about it." I said, "You say I meet the criteria." I says, "Please give me a call back." So I never heard anything back. I left a message, so I don't know.
Oh, they didn't call you back?
Not yet. No. So now, I think I always get strange phone calls. Maybe he did. I don't know. So anyway, that's what I stopped home the other day, and I see this thing eyes wide shut on my fax machine. So I called Lee, and I said, "Lee, look at this shit." I said, "Your name is on it, bro." I said, maybe they're looking at you too, right? He's like, "I don't know." I said, "Yeah, because you sent me, we do shit on FaceTime. We watch the sunrises set together. We do all these experiments." I said, "Maybe they're onto us." I said, "Look at this shit that came over my fax machine. I don't know." So I called my brother. I said, "Anthony, look at this shit that came over my fax machine." He goes, "Oh, yo, bro, they're after you." I said, "They're after me?" I said, "What do you mean they're after me? Well, I got a fax." He says, "Yeah." He goes, "How'd you get the fax?" I said, "I don't know how I got the fax." He said, "Exactly." He said, "You don't remember the movie when Tom Cruise came home after all that bullshit and he saw the mask on the bed next to his wife and he just broke down crying?" I says, "Dad, that's exactly how I felt when I walked in the house when I saw the fax and I pulled up the paper and it said, eyes wide shut with the flatter." I said, "I felt like crying." You know what I mean? I said, "I felt like Tom Cruise when he saw the mask on his wife's back." You know what I mean?
Listen, Scuderi just sent me a text. He said, "Tell Jimmy it wasn't the Illuminati. It was a fucking prank. They're trying to scam you out of money. They're going to have you wire like $1,000 to an account, and then they'll give you your 500 grand or some shit like that." He said,
It's a guy in Nigeria, and the Grand Poobah was sitting right next to the woman that called John.
He's a prince in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
what's up, Arman? Thanks for joining us. I know you're tired after the show and everything like that.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Very tired.
Yeah. So we wanted to get you on, obviously, because obviously you're on the show, but I wanted to address some people are, for some reason, feel a need to completely trash, your accomplishments. One of them, Mark Loveliner, who's a freaking retard, but that's a given. And they're putting up like before and afters. And, I wanted to just clarify something because I know when you put up those modeling pictures, we showed a couple of weeks back, you specifically told us on the show, and I remember hearing you say that those were Photoshopped, or there was a little enhancement of them from the photographer. You specifically spelled that out. You did not try to portray them as anything but modeling pictures, right?
So he's a photographer in Dallas. When you shoot for him, he does it pretty heavy. The 2 days after that, though, I shot some video stuff in the gym for my articles for my supplement line coming out. So it shows me how I really look like. It's video in the gym, and then the article. I mean the commercial stuff's not even out yet. I think like one in that I played, but it shows all the other stuff of me in the gym. So when we went to Mexico, and we came back, let's be real about Mexico. We both didn't eat that much. And I should have ate more there because my metabolism is really fast. Yours is too. That was just a really, really tiring trip. And
you also got sick from the.
I wasn't even planning to.
I definitely ate more than you did there, and I slept a lot more than you did too.
Yeah. So I wasn't even planning to compete or do a show. I had my client and one of my best friends, Stephen Frazier, doing the Dallas Pro. And I got back and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll do, because they have a few shows coming up in Texas. So the Heart of Texas is its 30th anniversary. Obviously, I'm really good friends with Prince Harrison. And so I have a few other clients flying to town competing there too. And they're like, wouldn't it be all cool if we all competed against it together? And I was like, yeah, that would be cool. That show is in another 5 weeks. And so when we got back, from Mexico, I didn't train that whole week. And then I started like dieting and my body started getting in shape really, really fast. And I started taking stuff again that I haven't taken in 8 years, certain compounds. And so my body was like, the metabolism and everything was just kind of going crazy. So I was like, how about we just do this show coming up, the Texas Pro? We got 3 weeks to prep for it. Do you think I'm going to get ready for it? Like, yeah. And so it wasn't only that. It was like I was still not sleeping. Of course, I'm not going to put on my son. Obviously, he's just 5, but
But you've been saying you've been having trouble sleeping.
We're not sleeping and all that. So it probably wasn't a good idea to do it, but we're crazy. So we don't like to be told that's not a good idea. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do this, Dave. And my body started getting in shape really fast, but it was really, 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 really depleted. And like, we were like, okay, well, at the end, we'll get some rest, fill back out. And it just really never stopped going like that. Going into the show,
you were sleeping 2 hours a night too. I think that's important to mention. So.
Yeah, sleeping 2 hours a night, and a lot of people were like, "Why don't you just sleep more?" Is it like that wasn't an option? If it was an option, I would have done that. Obviously,
he was having trouble sleeping. Because I was yelling at him too. I was like, "You better get some sleep. You better get some sleep," and he just wasn't sleeping. So
not only trouble sleeping, trouble just.
I think it's because you went on all the anabolics that your body hadn't been on in such a long time, and that Trenbolone, it completely revs up your central nervous system, and then you can't sleep. So I think it was too much of a shock too soon, because he decided to do the show in 3 weeks. We died him for 3 weeks, and you look amazing given what you did for 3 weeks.
So,
but I think everyone was complimentary of the way you looked. I think the criticism came when Loveliner and a couple other guys were like trying to say that you were lying about the pictures you were putting on your Instagram versus the way you looked in real life. And my point is that those pictures, those modeling pictures are those are like art. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's what I spoke about.
Every fucking bikini girl out there, fucking doctors up their pictures. There's not a single girl that doesn't have a filter on their face, because you see these girls in person, they don't look like that. Their skin isn't perfect like that. Everyone filters pictures. Instagram is it's known for people putting up the best of the best and changing and altering their stuff. So he never portrayed himself as different than what he was on that stage. So I don't know why people are breaking your balls. I just don't get it.
And then that photographer, he's known to do that. And he calls it his
said artwork. He did it. You admitted that he did it when it happened.
He'll even make guys. He shoots a lot of like the dancers here too. He shoots trainees. He shoots a bunch of people. So the guy, everybody shoots with him in fitness and other areas too. So he's well known for that. But that's his artwork. That's his look, and it is what it is. Is that exactly how I look? No, but there's videos before and after that of me putting up daily on my social medias that does show exactly what I look at. Big, full, veiny, hard, all that. Just going from that, when you can still look really great, not contest shape, and that's where I was. But once we sucked me all the way down in 3 weeks, I didn't have a piece of fat on my body at all.
Now that you said, let me go to everyone on the panel. Let me get their opinion. Greg, do you think there's anything wrong with posting pictures on Instagram that are doctored up or that are enhanced in any way? Especially if you're not portraying that's how I look. You're portraying it as kind of like just to impress people and get people to follow you, versus then going on stage and posting the real stage pictures, which is what he did, I mean, what's wrong with that? Is that deceptive?
Well, you may not believe this, but this is what I really look like. But no. All seriousness, I guess everybody does it. I've seen pictures of girls and guys on there and shit, and I'm like, holy shit, they don't look anything like that. I mean, I don't think he did. He actually said it. Again, you did say, and I remember him saying it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, the pictures are a little bit photoshopped and stuff, but so and he does have videos of himself looking pretty jacked. So I mean, I don't. Everybody's doing it. So
this is the way Greg really looks. I just want to let you guys know. There he is.
That's me.
That's without the gallbladder.
Look, ready?
That's with the gallbladder.
With the gallbladder.
I actually like him. Oh shit. That's scary shit, man.
But
it is pretty fucking scary. I am one of the few people who admit I'm an ugly motherfucker. I agree with that. I am.
I did.
You're not ugly, Greg. Stop the shit.
When I did that cardio, it completely just stripped all the fat off my face. Like overnight, just went strip like all the fat. And I'm like, this is crazy. And I was like, told my dad my weight. He's like, my gosh, that's a lot of weight loss. I'm like, yeah. I haven't done anabolics in this many years. I haven't except testosterone and VAR from the doctor. I haven't done cardio in 10 years. So jumping on there for 40 minutes, I mean, but that was like my body didn't know what to do with it. And then practicing posing when I haven't practiced posing in 8 years. And so all that together, and then going into a show, my body was just like very, very catabolic. Did I have any fat on there? No, I had no fat on my body at all. But I couldn't keep.
You look really good.
Are you planning on doing another show though? I mean,
the thing is, I still won both my classes.
Yeah. Armand, you look at. I don't think anyone is debating the fact that you looked really good at your show. I think what the debate is that people feel like you deceived people with your Instagram photos, and what I'm saying is that everyone does that. So I don't know why they're breaking your freaking balls about it. That's what I don't understand.
He just said he had videos online of him training. He didn't Photoshop that.
No. What do you think about people putting up artistic pictures of themselves that look better than they really are? But then I don't
like it at all. I think it's bullshit that people do that, because I know that a couple of friends of mine went on the dating site and they same shit, and they seen this woman, whatever, she posted her picture and they were talking on the phone, and he went to go meet her and she was nothing like the picture. So I mean, I don't understand, why would you want to do that? Because
Lee must have called him.
But Dave, it's like these people, they don't know what photo shoots are about. Like, I've been doing photo shoots since I was 18 for actual magazines, and those they didn't really Photoshop. I mean, they would have those were like in the gym stuff. Yeah. I remember when they started.
Are you kidding me, Arman? Are you kidding me? I worked, don't forget, for Muscular Development.
Oh, indeed.
Every magazine Photoshop shit. They enhance it here. They bring it in there. They change the color, the shape.
Oh yeah.
You're not. Why do you think the pictures look so good in the magazines? Because they only picked out of 1,000 pictures, they picked 5 pictures, and then they play with them to make them look better. Blackman used to always
where he sat right there next to me with Steve Blackman. Yeah. John Milano was there, and they were fixing shit. Right there.
20-inch arms in that picture that Blackman has like this,
Yeah, so, I see him right there. We're right there.
Look, it's a magazine. It's meant to be sensationalistic. You want to be people to pick the thing up. It's like, Jimmy, what's going on with your audio?
But you can't video shop videos. So all the videos I post and give pointers on. People don't talk about that. They don't show any of that. They show an abdominal.
Well, no, Arman, that's why what I'm saying is that you put up 99% of the stuff you put up is legitimate stuff from the gym and stuff like that. But then you put up some modeling pictures and he's like trying to make it look like you're trying to portray yourself as something that you're not. But you know what? Fuck. You're not allowed to put up artistic pictures. I don't understand.
Ludicrous.
David, think they are. Why are
these people have nothing better to do than to criticize somebody who's doing what he wants.
I'm going to go to you in a second. Let me just finish. Why do people feel like they could tell other people what to do with their site? You know, some girls do porn. Okay, some girls do OnlyFans, whatever. That's what they want to do. Who cares?
I get messages. Most
is he putting a bodysuit on to go up on stage and compete in bodybuilding? No, he's putting his real physique up there, and he won. And he almost won the overall. So I don't know why guys just don't fucking relax a little bit. It's like they have to find
I get are positive. When people send in on my profile, they're all positive to me. I get positive messages.
Yeah.
So
the
Mark guy, I watched 5 minutes and I turned it off. I was like, first of all, I don't know him other than like he makes that tiger noise, and a lot of people like him. I remember when I was with Rich Piana, we were eating several times. That guy came in and Rich was like, I can't effing stand that little bit B. And I'm like, why? And he's just like, he's not even worth talking about. So I don't even know this guy. I don't know anything about him at all. I didn't watch the whole video. I watched 5 minutes, and John Bravo's like, don't even watch the rest. He'll just make you mad and annoyed. I think John Bravo is going to do like a video kind of like talking about, not particularly to him, but just kind of like what we're doing now, how photography works, how videos work. Like I have tons and tons of videos all over my page of me working out and giving workout tips with my face fuller, with me weighing around 245, 250 in shape with abs, and all that's posted on there. But they take this one picture and then they take another picture where my abs aren't controlled. I'm not flexing anything.
It's notorious. There's one bad picture of me out there hitting a double bicep. I'm in a weird position, making a weird face. That's the picture that's on every fucking person who wants to do a negative video about me on YouTube. But you know what the weird thing is? This is the weird thing, and I want you guys to comment on this. Loveliner goes into detail over and over during this video, if you guys have watched it, about how Armand enhanced the size of his package, of his cock on the fucking thing. Why is he so obsessed with the size of your cock?
How do you know it's enhanced? How do you know it's not real?
Concerned about the size of his penis. To me, it's very gay sounding.
Why would he even look at it?
He was very concerned with Armand's penis size. That
Armand
was enhancing it.
So as a heterosexual man, when we look at other person and their physique, we don't look at that. We look at their physique.
I didn't even notice. Right, exactly. I don't notice Armand's penis.
Your penis is going to have water on it anyway, so it's going to be full down there because you're not dieted down. When you get on stage, you got to fit your shit. Everybody does.
Shrinkage. You got shrinkage going on. Yeah.
Yeah. You want it to shrink because you got to fit in that little thing. And every person, no matter how big they are, whether they're 3 inches or 8 inches, they're getting fit in that little pouch.
But wait, you know what it is? Most of the guys in history of bodybuilding, I got fucking cheese over my mouth. Listen, most of the bodybuilding, most of the fucking photographers are gay anyway, so they kind of like, let's make that package a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? Number one. Number two, I agree with Jimmy the Bull said, I don't like the whole Photoshop and stuff. I don't like people putting that shit. But Armon did say, listen, this picture's out here and it's Photoshop. So that right there negates everything else. The other thing, the chicks, they're putting their fucking pictures out there and they're Photoshopping it to try to trick you. Armon wasn't doing anything to trick. Armon did come out and he did say, listen, this picture is a little bit Photoshopped. Like, that's me, and it's not Photoshopped. I didn't get much sleep that night because I did have circles under my eyes, if you noticed. That's not me. That was Amin. Now I'm getting like Jimmy. I'm calling him Armin. But the thing is, Armon did come out and say, I remember, he did say, in his defense, he did say, listen, this picture's Photoshop. He mentioned that. I remember.
That was common sense anyways, though, amongst people.
Right. But when you get these chicks they're trying to deceive you.
That's different for dating.
Wait, do you guys remember? Wait, there's a great controversy. If you guys remember this, one of those swole guys, you know, the Joe Matarat swole.
Yeah,
I know.
swole. Yeah, shreds.
Remember, there was one guy who was posting pictures all the time of himself, and then they found out every single one was photoshopped, and he looked nothing like. If you saw him in person, you're like, wait a minute. And he, you know, so that is deceptive. Armon came out and said, hey, listen, this picture, this is of me. It's a little bit enhanced, you know, but it's true. So he did say
shoot for like legit modeling companies up in New York. They would be like the underwear stuff. They would be like, do you want me to like kind of get it hard or whatever?
Exactly.
I'm like, no. They're like, okay. Do you want me to put like a little piece of bread in there to make it fuller? I said, no, dude. This shoot is about my body. I could care less how big my thing looks in there. I'm confident with my thing. I don't.
John Romano?
Big or small, I could care less.
And listen, let's be honest. You can't Photoshop like everything else and not Photoshop that. It's all got to be proportioned to everything else. So,
I mean, those guys are all gay. That's why they do that anyway.
Why is he so obsessed with Armand's penis size? That's what I don't understand.
That's really weird.
Fucking gay. They're gay, Dave.
No, I mean, Mark shouldn't be doing that. That's really bad on him.
Like he's like, yeah, it's like a weird that he's obsessed with Armand's penis size. I mean, I didn't think he was into gay stuff or anything like that, but that's kind of weird, you know. Who cares, you know?
Some comment.
If he wants to come and measure your penis, Armand, maybe that's what he wants to do.
I don't even know this guy at all. Like I've seen his stuff where he hit the tiger and he's like wow, or whatever, and that's all I know of this guy.
Jimmy,
he's an admirer. He admires you.
You got Jimmy muted. Unmute.
Does anybody fucking hear me?
I hear you.
Jesus Christ! I want to say one thing before I leave over here. Talk about Armand's dick for 20 minutes. I wanted to share a little information before I leave.
Share.
This got nothing to do with bodybuilding.
No,
does anybody drink 7-Eleven coffee? Do you drink 7-Eleven coffee?
Good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. You see the new logo that's on the 7-Eleven? I just want to share this. I want to share this with the people out there, make them aware while we're talking about cocks and bikinis. I want them to be aware that this is 666 on the new 7-Eleven coffee cup. All right. So when you're drinking your coffee in the morning, you got a satanic symbol on your coffee. That's all I want.
Why are you drinking it then?
Because I don't give a shit. Anyway, I got the Illuminati after me. You think I care about a coffee cup?
By the way, you want to know the scam? I'll tell you the scam.
Tell me.
Scuderi told me the scam.
You guys stress me the fuck out. I got to go get a drink somewhere at a bar.
Let me tell you the scam that they were going to play on you. All right?
What? Go ahead, tell me.
He says they say they'll pay you $500,000, but when they ask you to pay the taxes first. So they want you to wire them the taxes on the $500,000, then they wire you the $500,000. You understand?
I never thought of that.
So they get your money and then they never give you the $500,000.
so I'll pay whatever the taxes on 500,000, and then I'll never get the whatever's left after they take the money. Yeah, I got you.
By the way, Scuderi said that Lubliner is this problem is that he has a mushroom 1-inch dick. I didn't know that, but he sent me a picture of it, so that's why he
sent you a picture of his dick. I gotta go.
In posing suit. He said he's got a mushroom dick. So
listen, guys, I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta go hit the gym.
Jimmy,
I gotta train. After all this talk about anabolic and cock and this and that, I gotta go train.
Jimmy,
like I said, I watched 5 minutes.
I love you. We love you, Jimmy.
I love you too. I'll talk to you later.
All right,
man.
He said, I said, yo, I only watched 5 minutes. This guy's crazy and it seems obsessive, especially with my penis. And he's like, don't watch the rest of it. It'll just make you mad. And I said, I didn't plan to. He goes, I'm going to do a video and then you can watch it if you want to. And then I have a bunch of people messaging me, hey, make a response video to the guy. And I was like, I don't know anything about the guy. I can watch the video and make a response back to it. I'm sure the guy, by what y'all already said and what I heard, I mean, the guy's pretty weird, but it's a photo shoot. Everybody does photo shoots.
You know what? Let's settle this.
He can make whatever observations he wants. It's a free work.
Photographer. Photoshop this. I don't tell the photographer do this. They do what they do. That's their artwork.
It's
They give you the
ridiculous.
pictures. That's it.
Look, he did a good job on you, and Loveline even complimented his job he did on you. But you know what? The truth is, it's art. So what? If I paint a painting of you and you put it online, is that you deceiving people how you look? Because that's how I envisioned you when I painted the picture.
He must be out of
so obsessed with your penis size. That's
he must
really
be out of material to be talking about Armon. He must have nothing to talk about.
No, you know, there's these people will just jump on whatever the topic of the day is, and obviously someone pointed it out, and so everyone's like, "This is a good. Let's rail on this guy," you know, but not like everyone else doesn't do it already, you know.
Liner's not a bad guy. He's usually pretty like on point with
everyone.
You
think
there's
that
I know him. He's a nice guy. He's a family guy. You know,
everyone's a nice guy, Greg.
Oh, when was the last time you hung out with him?
I didn't hang out with him. I talked to him not long ago, but he's a good guy. He's all right. I mean, I don't like obviously.
I don't know the guy at all. Like, I don't know him at all. I don't know why I'm so interested.
He might be a great guy, but I thought that it was an unfair portrayal and vilification of Armon for no reason whatsoever.
I agree. I don't. First of all, I don't.
Weird, obsessed with his penis size because I don't. Have you ever done a video where you actually were commenting on someone's penis size, Greg?
No, I like one of the guys in here wrote a great comment, and you missed it, Dave. I'm surprised it went over your head. He said, Greg's more worried about the bikini girl's penis size or some shit like that. That was fun.
What does Larry say? Larry, what
CD or something like that. CD.
I'm waiting for my turn.
All right, go. It's your turn.
Okay. Number one, I didn't see Lowbliner's video till last night. So all that aside, Sid posted a video of Arman posing. I think it was on Monday last week, before the show.
Backstage, yeah.
And no, it wasn't backstage. It was wherever it was. And
Backstage.
Apparently, no, this is before that. I think it was Monday before you even went to the show.
I was depleted, and then it was fuzzy.
Yeah,
too.
and then he sent it to. Apparently, Arman sent it to Sid, and Sid posted it, and it was getting a lot of negative comments. And I called Arman, and I said, "Why are you doing this show?" And he's like, "I don't know. Dave wants me to do it." And I said to him, "You look like shit. Don't do the show. You don't look good. You look sick, and your physique doesn't look good right now." And we talked about a lot of stuff, and I felt like he should sit it out. And then I text Dave, and I said, "Dave, he looks like shit. It's not a good look. It's not promoting your business. You shouldn't do it." And I've had shows where I came in and I was off and flat and whatever. As far as the photoshopping thing goes, I'm a little ignorant about it. I've never photoshopped anything. I don't even know how to do it.
Me too.
I know people do it. Of course, I hear about it.
Well, you don't. Like, I don't do it. People do a photo shoot.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I've never done it. I don't.
Yeah, Larry, when was the last time you did a magazine photo shoot?
I'm not saying that I did. I'm saying I've never done that sort of thing, so I don't know anything about it.
Well, the photographer does it.
What I do know is when I see pictures of somebody and it looks all impressive, but I saw your pictures, the Photoshopped ones, now that I know that they're Photoshopped. And to me, I was like, wow, he looks really good, but something's off. I wasn't sure what it was. I wasn't sure if it was like synthol in your arms and shoulders or what. They just didn't look right.
I don't put anything in my shoulders. My shoulders are naturally.
Regardless, the pictures didn't look right. They looked weird. And I knew there was something funny. And then when I saw the posing video, it looked way different. You couldn't open up your lats. Your midsection, you didn't have control. And you just didn't look ready to compete.
No.
And I told you, don't do it because it's not helping you. It's not going to help it's not going to help promote you or anything.
Who does a 3-week prep though?
Nobody. Listen, if you came to me and said to me,
okay, so I was like, I'm going to do a 3-week prep.
Let me respond. Yeah.
I've had people come to me and say, I'm going to compete in 3 weeks. And I'm like, you're not ready. Forget about it.
All right, listen. Armon went through a lot of fucking hard shit over the last, couple of years. And he wanted to get himself back on stage because he hadn't competed in a while. He was on probation. He couldn't take any anabolics. And he wanted to prove, hey, you know what? I still can do this. I still have a passion for bodybuilding. I did not think he looked bad at all. I thought he looked really good. He was shredded. Was he as big as he had been in the past? No, but he's almost 40 years old. And I think it was more of a mental thing to get on that stage and say, you know what? Look, I can still do this. Was his posing the best it could be? No, because he only had 3 weeks to practice. But his conditioning was great. He looked good. His tan was good. And you know what? He won the show. So at the end of the day, everyone can go F themselves because he proved that he was able to do it. So I don't know what you're getting at, Larry, because he wasn't trying to win the Olympia. He wasn't trying to get a pro card. He was trying to just get back on stage and say, I can still do this. So I think he accomplished that, tremendously.
And then now, Dave, if I want to do this again, I can have this year and I can actually put weight on to where I look a good, healthy weight and while staying lean. And then next year, look at something and actually do a full prep.
Yeah. And you certainly didn't look bad. You got a ton of compliments on how good you looked, including from that retard Loveliner. He said you look good. He was complimentary. He just didn't. Their problem with you was the photoshopping thing, which is ridiculous because art has nothing to do with reality, and you're not portraying yourself as anything other than if you were only portraying yourself as the guy on the Photoshop pictures, you wouldn't put the other pictures on your Instagram.
I mean, where I live here, I go to all the gyms that all the people go to here. People see me every day. People know what I look like in person. I'm not trying to fool anybody. The photographer, they do the pictures, they post them. That's his artwork. That's completely different. If I found out, hey, you don't do a 3-week prep, it was extremely hard on my body. It stripped all the fat off my face. I didn't like the way I looked.
That's what happens when you dive for a show. You did exactly what you're supposed to do.
So now I know about bodybuilding. Okay, I'm still interested a little bit in bodybuilding. I want to do this. Okay, the rest of the year, I want to start going to the gym on a more regular basis because before I was literally going like twice a week. Okay. So now I can go to the gym a few times a week, start putting tissue on, start eating normal again. Because before that, Dave, I was eating, you know what I was eating. I wasn't eating bodybuilding meals at all. I ate that for 3 weeks, and that's how I looked. I still won, no matter what. How I looked, how flat I was, how depleted, whatever. I still won. And then next year, I could pick a show, do a full prep, go in there, and look like a completely different person. So
you would. With a full 12 weeks, you would look nuts.
Right.
But I don't think that Larry meant this in a
this is the guy who started it all. This is the guy who started it all. Who's the best bodybuilder? This idiot. He's the one who got the whole thing going. That's why everyone jumped on the Armon bandwagon to try to like.
You can tell from the face that obviously it's photoshopped. I mean,
yeah. So I don't,
Well, it's also 30 pounds heavier there.
Yeah, but I want to say about Larry. I think that I actually like what Larry said, only but not because I think that Larry is one of those guys. You need a guy like Larry if you're going to go for a show because he'll tell you. Bob Bottom was the same way, dude. You look like shit. You're totally not ready for the show. Doesn't mean he's putting the guy down. He's telling it like legit. But he was two guys in his chest. So if he plays last, you play second. You know what I'm saying? And then Larry's trying to say it's not worth it.
He didn't place last. He won the show, Greg.
Yeah, but Dave, in the land of the blind, the man with one eye rules. What I'm saying is,
the entire show
doesn't mean it in it. I like shit. If I was going to go for a show, I would call Larry. I mean, I'd call you Dave for prep. But what I'm saying is, I like the fact that Larry gives an objective. He's not afraid. They're friends. Him and Armon are friends.
No, I know. I'm just saying I don't agree with what he's saying. That's all.
Yeah, I understand that, but
Dave.
I think he's telling Armon, dude, you're not at your best. He's not saying Armon sucks.
Right.
He's not saying
Armon wasn't at his best, but we knew Armon wasn't at his best. He was doing it.
Why would you
make a statement?
But don't go in a show if you're not like your best.
Great. Armon's motivation.
I just think you don't have anything.
It was more psychological.
I get it.
I'm understanding.
Let me do this 3 weeks and get it done, and what happens. I didn't like the way I looked. You think that I liked all the fat stripped off my face?
I was more worried. 2 weeks ago, I told you I noticed your eye was hanging a little bit. And in that one video Dave sent around, I saw it.
Something different. Tell him what happened. Why don't you tell him what's going on with that?
Dave, that's dangerous.
Yeah, what's up?
Tell him what happened to your eye, Armon.
It's a lazy eye.
Well,
no, he never had that before.
Here's what I think happened. So I went several days prior and got Botox, and so they always shoot my jaw because I have TMJ, and I got some shot here. And since
too much around his eyes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and since I was metabolizing, and my friend that does it, he's never messed up once, and so I got it shot. It was like maybe a week out from the show, and so maybe just me laying on my face, and so that's why
he was drooping a little bit. Yeah,
that's Botox.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah,
Botox. The Botox drooping.
There's no Botox in this right here.
Hey, let me say something. I just had a guy compete this weekend. He came to me 16 weeks out. At 16 weeks out, I was like, oh, I don't know about this guy. His structure's not the best. He's like 30 pounds overweight, but he really wanted to compete. So we made a plan, and he busted his ass for 16 weeks. Followed everything I said, stuck to the diet, trained his ass off. And I don't know if you can see this, but this is the result. Okay. He came in peeled out of his mind, and that was a lot of hard work.
Yeah, and here's Armon's back double. It's pretty good too. Better than your guys.
No, it's not.
Oh, it absolutely is. Blow your guys away. Put your guys up.
I saw the video. It's not even close.
That's pretty shredded, Larry. I got news for you. Can Armon be better than that? Yeah, of course he can. But that's pretty damn shredded. He can be bigger than that.
He could have been denser, but yeah, the 3 weeks, that's amazing. And let's not forget the fact that he had food poisoning leaving.
That's harder than most of the pros get.
Yeah, I mean, leaving Mexico, he was sick even, remember?
He had low body fat. I'm not arguing that. He had low body fat. His conditioning was there.
But he wasn't dense.
But the muscle wasn't there.
Yeah.
Well, so what? He has to put more muscle back on. He is what it is.
Don't push the guy to compete if he really. I think. Look, you got a great wife, kid. You won your show here. I would go out like a winner. Most pro bodybuilders, your greatest bodybuilders, all left. It stopped when they were in their 30s and shit. I mean, Lee Haney was what, 31, 32. Schwarzenegger was 30. You know what I mean? When you start hitting your 40s, you got a wife, kids, and everything else. You got a good business going. You're hot on social media. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put myself out.
So, did I enjoy this 3-week prep? No. Do I think I can enjoy bodybuilding in the future? Yeah. If I put on some tissue, which I can easily, I put on tissue very easily. I just have to eat good again.
I think
I start doing that next year. I want to pick a show up, and I'll do it the right way. Come in weighing, probably pretty heavy, and eat. That condition was nuts. It was just I didn't have much muscle. I got all the way down to like 221. That's the lowest I've ever been. And
when you told me you were 221, I was like, that's way too light for you.
Yeah,
as soon as I heard that on the podcast last week, I was like, 221. You were like 240 something.
It was. And if this was like the USA's or some other show, that would be different. This was a Texas show.
But do you really want to put yourself through all of that? Put on another 20 pounds of solid muscle?
He wanted to prove something to himself. What's wrong with
that? Why? What do you have to? What I'm saying is, you have a kid, you have a family, but you want to go. As you get older, that much
to never compete again. What if he decides I don't want to compete anymore? And that's his last show. At least he got on stage and has some pictures. You know what I mean?
It's not hard for me to put muscle on. If I eat 5 small meals a day, which I haven't been doing in years.
I think you should.
Dave knows that. And if I start taking just a little cycle,
he's the worst eater of all time.
I respond to myself. I could put on 20 pounds of muscle, but I don't want to die. Do you understand? I'm getting older. As you get older, a 40-year-old heart, 45-year-old heart, and all that shit starts taking its toll on you. And it's not.
You're 70 years old, so there's a big difference.
I do the proper tests. I do all the proper tests.
Listen, Armon's on probation. He hasn't been able to do this. He needed to get. Look, I totally understand. He needs to get the mind now. Now, if he wants to do another show, more power to him. There's nothing wrong with it, guys. This is what we live for. I mean, you want him to not be happy? obviously he loved to.
Those are the famous words of fucking Rich Piana too.
And
he got his fucking Rich Piana used to go to the doctor all the time, and he got his heart checked like 2 weeks before. He knew that.
And he would have known his heart was
I'm a fucking hyper responder, bro. I'll take fucking juice in a couple of weeks. I'll be mid 200s.
You're talking over each other, guys.
I don't want to die.
I got to say
one at a time.
Okay, let Larry talk.
Dave and I spoke in private, offline, and all I'm going to say is like this. And Dave agreed with me. Bodybuilding aside, we don't want another Boston Lloyd going on.
Thank you.
So Arman needs to clean up his act and come clean. That's the bottom line. And for us to sit here and pretend like something's not wrong is bullshit. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Like, so many people messaged me and said things to me, and I'm like, I'm kind of ignorant to that stuff. But when they said it to me, I'm like, yeah, you're right, I guess. 100%. So, I mean, it's time to get real here. This is not a joke. Fuck bodybuilding.
Thank you. Fucking Larry I love this guy now. I've always loved you, Larry, but now that's Bob Bonham. He would tell you, listen, Arman, I love you, but you've had drug problems in the past, and all that is taking its toll on your body. You don't realize it's a silent fucking killer. I'm just telling you, you have a kid, you have family. You don't want to say, dude, you know what, that last show, everybody put me down. I felt like I didn't reach my peak. So now I'm going to go full tilt, balls to the walls. I'm going to start eating better. I'm going to start taking more of this, more of that, more of this. And you're going to put yourself, you don't realize all the damage other shit's done, the party drugs, to this, to that, for 20 years.
You know what I'm thinking? No, you're telling me what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I want to start eating normal foods again. Like,
okay.
Small meals throughout the day, start going to the gym, more than 3 times a week, and just put healthy tissue back on. That will come on just.
Arman, we're not talking about bodybuilding. You need to get your shit straight, dude. You need to get your shit straight. We talked about this. You need to get right, or you're going to kill yourself.
Thank you. I agree.
I'm telling you the truth. I told this to Boston like fucking 100 times, and he just would like, ha ha. It's not fucking funny. You know what I'm talking about. Dave knows what I'm talking about. And probably half the freaking world knows what I'm talking about. It's not a joke.
It's coming from a place of love.
I agree. Larry, dude, you are the fucking best, bro. I agree.
Larry's saying that from a place of love.
That's what Bob Bonham used to tell people. And I'm telling you, Dave, I could get huge fucking tomorrow, bro. I could get fucking gigundo. But I would never do that. Never. I want to live. And Larry, Arman, I love you. But the thing is, you've got other monsters that have taken bites out of you in the past. You may say those wounds are healed, but they're wounds and there's scar tissue there. And what I mean by that is from the drugs in the past, drug addict shit and all that. All that stuff is taking a toll. Your heart's like, dude, give me a break. If you start putting on too much weight, forget bodybuild for you now. Just train for yourself to look good, feel good, live the bodybuilding lifestyle. That's what I do. And
that's what I was going to do.
All right, that's good then, and that's fine. But I agree with Larry to put that stress of going for a show and having guys say, you just get ripped, get hard, stop, do this, do that. He's right. Fucking Larry.
I'm not saying I'm going to do a competition again. I'm going to do a competition again. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, hey, next year, if I feel good, my body feels healthy, I'm at a good, healthy weight, and I do. If I want to do
about next year,
and I want to do a proper
right now,
I would do a proper training. Right now, I'm worried about getting healthy, and that's it. Putting my weight back on, getting healthy, getting off some other things.
But does that involve taking a lot of juice and shit, or does that involve? Why don't you try? We're just saying. I think Larry might know you better than I know you. Like different things that you're doing. I don't know. It sounds like
they've already spoke about everything.
Just don't. I'm just saying your body has gone through hell already, and we all have that scar tissue. I think Dave's crazy for putting on the amount of weight he's put on, but that's a different animal too.
Greg, I weigh 210 pounds, Greg.
Totally different.
Greg wants to be the voice of reason.
Totally different. What I'm saying is, you got a lot bigger. You're at least 30 pounds heavier. It's not good.
I was down to 180 after heart surgery. What do you want? I look
like
I
those videos of you even a year ago on here before the you changed. You know that. But what I'm saying is, We got to worry about this shit as we get older. The slightest little thing. I'm afraid to take Tylenols. If I got something wrong and I need to take a Tylenol, I take one. In the old days, I pop like 3. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. And I'm just saying, Armon, you got a great wife. You got an awesome little boy.
That's the third time, fourth time you said that. I get that.
Okay, I always say because I care, Armon. I care.
My face is going to be healthy, good, full, and all that's going to be good.
But I think Larry's trying to say, whatever you're doing, stop fucking around. I don't know what you're doing because I don't, you don't. We haven't confided.
Let's not.
No.
I think this is really clear.
I think Larry hit it.
We spoke about this offline, so
yeah, yes. It's enough for the show.
Larry hit it out of the park. I like what he did. That Bob Bonham would tell you right to your face. He was the best with that shit. Dave, you know that. Bob Bonham would tell you.
This is the Larry's saying that from a position of love, and he's also saying it out of concern because we've lost too many people, and this panel's.
Look, I did my last show like 5 years ago, and I was like, it was Masters USA, and I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it like 100% because I'm not going to go in there half-ass. And after that show, I realized, number one, my body's not responding like it did before. I got too many injuries. So even no matter how shredded I was shredded, I still didn't look right because, I got like one tricep bigger than the other and things are just not balanced anymore. So that didn't even matter that I was the most shredded person in the show. But there was things that I did for the show that I looked and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with this? I've been competing since I was 16 years old. It's enough already.
What did you do?
Oh, the normal shit, trend, fucking halotestin, fucking just bodybuilding shit. But it was like, even the diuretic, I had to compete 2 days in a row. And I felt like the second day, like shit. And I didn't take like crazy diuretic. I just took a Diazide, but I still felt like shit from just being dehydrated that much for that long. Mm-hmm. And it was like, at a certain point, I had to like look at it's like, what am I doing with this? Like, I'm not going to win. There's no way I'm going to win at this point. My body's too beat up. It doesn't matter. I was the most shredded person in the show. That didn't matter anyways, because like I had too many injuries and stuff. And like I'm putting my body through, like when I was, even in my late 30s, early 40s, my body could handle it. But at this point, it's like, dude, I'm going to be 58 in November. It's fucking crazy. I'm still training for me to be healthy, to feel good in the gym, but I'm not trying to do a bodybuilding contest.
No, you're at a different point in your life. You're older.
Yeah, but you know what, Dave?
You're like around my age, which we're just looking to damage control at this point, feel good, keep ourselves healthy. Armon still has that desire to compete, and so.
But no, wait a minute. I think you're pushing him a little bit. But let me tell you something.
I give a shit about what anyone does. I'm there to support him if he wants to do it and do it the right way. But
all you guys, even in the comment section, remember one thing: once an addict, always an addict. My girlfriend stayed away from shit for 5, 6, 7 years, and then went back one time, just fucked around once, and it killed her. I'm just telling you, once you're an addict and you have that in you. I have a friend whose daughter was born addicted to crack because the mother was a crackhead, and now she's a teenager. You know what? She shows signs. One little slip, that girl had it in her. She was born with that. Once an addict, always an addict. And your body responds different when you're an addict to anything. And I'm just saying, stop fucking around. Any of you guys, I'm not just saying this to Armon, I'm saying to everybody. Larry fucking hit it out of the park. You did what you needed to do. You learned just live the healthy lifestyle. Don't be worried about putting on weight even if it's just for yourself. If it means putting your fucking all of babanya that you
can. Worried about it. It will come. The weight will just come. I'm not going to stay like this.
Larry says, Greg sounds like a guy who smoked for 40 years who's now yelling at people for smoking.
I never smoked a day in my life. I'm on Armon's
gear though. With the gear though, Dave, you didn't get it.
The gear, yeah, with the gear. He
pretends to be right now, I'd be a monster. I don't do do that shit. I'm 64 years old. I don't want to be one of those guys.
Look, you made your point. You guys.
I love Armon. I respect Armon.
Look, every single week, what are we looking at? Another bodybuilder dying. Another bodybuilder dying.
Let me sum up. What
now they're in their 20s, Larry. They're going. It's unbelievable.
I understand everyone's coming from a place of love, and what I think people are saying is they're not saying to Armon you shouldn't bodybuild. They're worried that you might relapse into recreational drug use, and we don't want to see that, obviously. And I think Armon's in a good place now, and I don't think that's going to happen. So thank you for your concern, Larry and Greg, with the anabolics. But I think that, once again, that's why we're all here for each other, because we want to keep each other balanced. And that's, hopefully, as a very good friend of Armon's, I'm going to help, keep him balanced. And, we all need a little help now and then. And, we go through tough times, stressful times, we raise kids, we have stuff happen, we get injuries. And, the stem cell treatment was great for Armon because he was living in a lot of pain with his back. And now hopefully it's going to feel a lot better. And hopefully he can move forward with his bodybuilding and his business and do very well. And so thank you, everyone, for, reaching out. I don't like the fact that he was vilified by some people online, especially people who do their own photoshopping, and it happens all the time. And so I think that, before we start throwing stones at people, we ought to realize, hey, we live in a glass house too, some of us. And, marketing is one thing, competing is another thing. I don't think Armon ever portrayed himself as anything other than what he was on stage. And we see the pictures and the videos, and people should just, shut the fuck up sometimes, I think, and I love all you guys. I love the fact that we're all, look out for each other. And it was a good show. It was a good debate. We got Jimmy the Bull to chime in today. John Romano will probably still be gone next week. He's away in Portugal. But that's going to do it for today. We're out of time. Thanks for joining us live and for all the comments. And we'll see you again next week.
So.